anyway, I've been racking my brain to think about, like, how do you get in the mindset to take action? How do you get in the mindset to do more, create more value? And I've been thinking a lot about this. And I think you got to lead, especially the time that we're living in now, with empathy and compassion. If you can lead and turn up the volume on empathy and compassion, and Chris, like, empathy, the definition of empathy is put yourself in someone else's shoes. Most of us, especially in this time we're going through now, with quite a bit of turmoil, to say the least, we're in our own heads. We're wrapped up in ourselves. We're in our own motion picture. There's very few people in our screenplay. And we're so wrapped up in our heads, we don't have any time to think about what everybody else is going through. And where you turn up the volume on empathy, and empathy is putting yourself in a common person's shoes, which means turning up common sense. When you put yourself in a common person's shoes, you're also at the same time realizing what the common man, the common person is thinking about. And by hence, you get into more common sense. When you get outside your head in order to do that, you then can see what other people are experiencing, what they're going through, and where the value needed and where it's needed and what's going on. When you can actually find the white space and find the value that's needed, not what you need, not what you think, not what you want to sell, but really the value that's needed, you can then apply and look for that white space. Now, it may be a little difficult at the beginning, but when you turn up empathy and you actually start feeling what other people are feeling, think what other people are thinking, which is a big give. Like, stop thinking about yourself, stop worrying about what you're worrying about, and worry about what other people are worrying about. At a time when there is a lot of thinking and worrying going on, that's a big ask. But when you do it, you will find incredible opportunities, because you'll be communicating, connecting with people on a way that's most important to them, which is thinking about the way they think about it, knowing about what you know is true. Knowledge is power, but it's also more powerful when you're in someone else's head. So can you turn up empathy? Can you turn up compassion? Can you put yourself in the other person's shoes and then let the sale and the business part take care of itself? Because when people know you see them, when people know that you're really there to serve them because you understand them. If you look at most relationships with husbands and wives, most wives, their number one complaint is, he doesn't see me, he doesn't get it. He thinks this laundry, or he thinks this taking care of these kids all happens by itself, would be a complaint that my wife would say.
Sounds
so,
like
so the best thing you could do is, like, what's it like to be my wife, waking up in the morning, having to take care of all the stuff she does, and then still go to work? So swap roles. Turn up your empathy. Even though you're making the money, your wife's doing X, you're doing Y. Like, wait a minute. Forget about what you think. Put yourself in her shoes for a day. And show her that you understand what it's like to be her. And vice versa. Let her comfort herself in your shoes. When you can turn up empathy and compassion and really put yourself in other people's shoes, which is kind of a little bit what we did in the virus, understanding how important it was for the grocery worker to stock the shelves. But you think about the level of entrepreneurism that's going on right now in this country is because we simply had time to start actually having compassion and empathy for others and start thinking about how certain things work and thinking about how we can do it better.